And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. I am your happy healer, Keith Landy. We are here once again working for what is right, doing what's right every single day, sticking to the same cause that we were on the day before, which is to make a better America. A better America! It's what we all need! It's a better America. You better believe that for sure. And, well, we have some awesome material from yesterday. Was none other than, what? The holiday. And we had Independence. And I hope you had your Independence Day was the best ever. I hope you had a great 4th of July, that you're cooking or spending it with family, or at least taking a moment to realize that we all have a freedom that we are all taking for granted. Every single time we allow the craziness that we see in our lives break through and penetrate through when they should not penetrate through, should they? But we allow it. We have to stop allowing that. So we just have to be smarter than the situation is. I have my little box up because I'm going to put and start this show off with a positive note. Just like yesterday, if you have not seen it, it's actually so good that I'm going to play it again because it's also that important. I played it last night, and that was our 4th of July message. It's a great one. It's messages like these that you guys have to make sure you check out. And I know a lot of you guys were busy actually celebrating, so maybe you didn't catch it, and I want you to see it. So we're going to start off with that, and here we go. I hope you guys, where'd my little cursor thing go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a great day today. It's going to be a great show. I want to go over some different stuff I was thinking about and talking about today. And here now is yesterday's Independence Day message from me, your happy healer for president. Make sure you go to the site and check it out too, www.happyhealerforpresident.com. There are new articles every day. I can't cover all of that stuff on the show, so it's very important for you to see those. Here it is. We deserve unity. Then I can really feel so patriotic. It's hard to feel patriotic in a house divided. But folks, that is why I am here. I'm your happy healer for president, Keith Landy, because that day is coming to America soon. But let's stop moaning and try this again. My fellow Americans, happy Independence Day. Your happy healer for president, Keith Landy, is here to serve you and would like to remind you how much you matter. Like my friend Adam, who served in Vietnam, we have to be thankful to our courageous Americans who fought for freedom on a day like today. The fight started long ago and never ends. Freedom will always be a fight, and that is what we are reminded of on this 4th of July. Make no mistake about it. Yes, it's the day of our independence so long ago, but it also embodied in the many celebration of freedom that happened every year on this day. The freedom of women to vote, so African Americans.
That's right.
And the Civil Rights Movement, which continues until this day. These are the fights designed in their very nature to bring about a more educated and freer society. Education is freedom, one common element among all slaveholders. Indeed, a rule was to keep their slaves from ever obtaining the ability to read, write, or do even basic math. They were prohibited to count beyond 10, and even that was just to do tasks that they were given in the course of their day as slaves. We must remember those freedom fighters and one another. Like me. I have a dream.
Each one of us.
Just like Martin Luther King had a dream, and while he didn't live to see his dream come alive, we really have gotten away from what Dr. King stood for. And I will use him as one of my guiding lights during my election. It's fitting, given I am so close to black people. I myself, the victim of bigotry, as being a gay person, have so many black friends. I live in a black neighborhood, and I love all. I seen firsthand their plight, their struggles. I struggled with them. I love them. This is my truth. That is what we need for each other in our country. The wide variety of Americans responsible for holding that torch of freedom so high throughout history and today is for them also. Like in World War II, imagine just to think of what it felt like to be in those landing boats on the approach to Normandy, with the pinging of large caliber rifle shots ricocheting from the armor, shrapnel killing many all around, when a bullet would split up, leaving people without limbs. There were other monumental times like the Boston Tea Party. There is so much history to our country and the examples of Americans having extreme courage under fire, and I firmly believe that we live in one of those such times now. We sure do. And that is why I am a voice from the wilderness, calling out and saying, we have had enough, and it is time for an ordinary American to step up to become President of the United States, somebody who is representative of the people. And it's time for Americans in general to step up and take their lives back and to show that we can have a better life. I know we can do better, and better than ever before, and we can never see the pinnacle to recent times like we have to come, because we have to manifest a great new age. And we have to manifest a great new age, and that is why I, your happy healer, Keith Landy, am running for the greatest office in the land, the President of the United States of America. Okay, folks, happy 4th of July. I hope you enjoyed your 4th with your family. God bless you, and I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July.
The day after.
And may God continue to watch over our nation in these trying times, these times that are just often, we don't even know what might happen. So pray for this country, continue to want well for our country, and
always,
may God bless each one of us. May God bless you and your families, and may God bless this country. The United States of America. Allow me to serve as your next president. You can trust me. You can trust the humanity in your happy healer, and you can trust that we'll get the great work done for the people.
That's what
we have to show that each American who have for so long worked for better tomorrows and have been doing this for decades past are finally showing the appreciation for the American exceptionalism in which they have exhibited to this great country. Those are our parents, our grandparents, the exceptional Americans who are alive today. Each and every one of us are so incredibly responsible for this great country.
And for the people who came
we have
before,
to make sure
all the hard
that
work
we
they
enter
did.
into a great new spiritual realm. A time when humanity is really watching over each other, loving and making sure that the great needs of our time
we
is
make
met.
our own
the
life.
need of humanity.
We're responsible for that which comes out of it.
And the need to get rid of the greed that lives in our lives every day. And I don't want to demonize capitalism, but folks, it's clear. Capitalism, it is great, and it's taken us to where we are today in the strongest country in the world. So proud of America, but capitalism, for whatever good it could do, it most certainly has served that purpose. And we have to start thinking about how to do capitalism 2.0, where we put humanity first above capitalism, and then capitalism can be free to grow and to grow stronger than ever before. But we have to have humanity and human values on top. And we'll talk about that, and you can go on the campaign and learn more about that. But we're running a campaign for, of, and by the people, and we intend to win it. God bless you, and we'll see you on the campaign trail. I am your happy healer for President, Keith Landy. Make sure you get a chance and you go to www.happyhealerforpresident.com. Booyah! And that's the way we do it. Tooyah! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my special place on the internet where we are talking about the things that matter to the people who matter, who is always you, who is focused in on this conversation because this is the one that is most important in our time. Nobody's talking about this stuff, so of course it's important. Welcome to the program. There we go. So, I'm gonna in a moment. I just want to talk a little bit to you. It's live now. It's 16 minutes after the hour. It's July 5th, and this country is still somehow intact. That's despite all of the crazy stuff that's going on. That's not because of that stuff. That's in spite of it. Because if we were living reality that was based on because of things, well, then we would have a lot different facts around us, wouldn't we? Because the American people have always lived an exceptional American life. That's why they're the exception. That is what exceptional Americanism is, or exceptionalism for Americans. That is what that is. It is the hard work, the backbone, the ingenuity of the American soul that dreams free, that lives free, that thinks free. Remember, a free mind is a loving mind. You can't even begin to think free in truth unless you have a free mind that loves. Because the moment you start putting hate in there, you know the hate don't belong. You know there's no reason for it. We live in a world that's unjust for the most part. You can't have hate add to that. And that the moment that you hate, it gets into the way of that truth. It gets into the way of the ability for truth to do what truth does, and that is to provide the clarity that it provides for our mind to process what is most important about the things happening around us. And when you're putting hate in there, and you're allowing that to infect the conversation in your own mind, what you're doing is you're putting triggers there. You're saying, when this happens, I will allow my hate to come out, and I will allow myself on the inside, even if it does not show on the outside, to be moved, to react, to perk in such a way that you ordinarily would not. These are control points for smart people. They realize that they can get you to make action based on those things, so they specifically and on purpose, they trigger you and they get you to act in such ways that you would ordinarily never act, because it's outside of your interest. It's outside of self-interest. It's outside of what any smart person would ever do. It's outside of what anybody who actually gets and understands the truth would ever do. So you've got to go to the website and look at some of that stuff that we offer in terms of just the Happy Healer aspect of things. Remember, I am your Happy Healer running for president, and this country needs a Happy Healer right now. It really does. It needs a Happy Healer because we have to learn how to love and to have the unity that we need in order to we have no hope of achieving anything we must in order to confront the challenges of the 21st century if we do not get serious about life right now. We will fail in ways that we never knew we can fail. Don't let my words end up being words that haunt you later. Instead, allow yourself to take action now, because you can hear the truth in my tone. You can hear the truth. You can see that truth, moreover, and you can feel that truth. And that is what I am focused on in this campaign. That is what I am intending to get to even further and more to the core of, because that is where we find our honest to God, genuine solutions. Anything, when we are spending time not chasing solutions that work, we are wasting the hard-earned money of American taxpayers, because they are paying into a system, and their tears and guts because they are giving and toiling and working into a system that does not provide back for them in meaningful ways, in ways that is redeeming to their self-interest, redeeming to their spiritual essence, redeeming to the very core of their life, their existence in this world, and our laws tell them they don't matter. And then you wonder why we have all of these problems, racism and worse, death and more. It's because we are not doing the work we must do in the times when we must do it. We are not having the courage to do that hard work. That will change under a Happy Healer, Keith Landy presidency that surely will come in 2021, because we are going to do that hard work. And we're doing the work for the right reasons. So if you want to get behind a candidacy early on and be somebody with foresight, somebody who can see what should come just based on the information you're hearing, well then take that foresight. Don't wait for the next guy. That's what I tell you. Because this is only pressing forward. And if it hasn't shown for the past 3 months since I first began on this path, I am not being ripped from it. Why? Because we matter. It's in the campaign slogan. It's that same truth that will see us to the top. Because we matter, and because you matter, and for a life worth living, one that we know we can bring in based on the technologies we already have, but that's not enough even. We have to usher in a great new technological age to match our great new spiritual age of putting humanity over capitalism 2.0. And we call it capitalism 2.0 because we know that this capitalism won't just get it right. It will value humanity and then therefore be thrust forward by that same humanity. It will be serving the needs of the super consumer in the 21st century, and we have to make sure that super consumer is the United States American consumer, because it very well easily could end up being a Chinese consumer. Make no mistake about it. And that is why your Happy Healer for president is in this race, because we are in a great human race, a struggle for the human mind, for the human spirit. And unfortunately, because of hate, we are being thwarted because our vision is so limited by all of our triggers and by the things that divide us instead of the things that unite us. We have to actually question whether we can live up to the demands of our times, despite having the tools and the ingenuity, the brilliance, really, and the American exceptionalism that is encompassed within the American spirit. Despite having all of that work for us, we are in question. How is that even possible? It's unconscionable, and that is why I am running. So be somebody who can see the truth of our time. Be somebody who can actually sense when somebody is on that truth. Be an actor who takes action. And that's what we're looking for. And quite frankly, I'm in the search of somebody who can see that truth, who wants to invest in that truth. Because quite frankly, I am focused on the things that matter. The thing that matters least to me right now is the capitalism and the money that's behind it and all of that stuff that is just so ilky and ugly. And that's exactly where a candidate needs to spend most of their time in this system. So I am exactly in search of people who want to take that obligation off of your people's candidate, who wants to help in the financial sense, who sees this truth and wants to back that truth, and who knows and believes in the Happy Healer and the Keith Landy candidacy for a better America, who knows that it's better to be on the inside of something great than it's to be on the outside of something that isn't even there. Folks, there's nobody else talking about the ideas that will work for our future. It's all just more stagnation, more hate, and more of the same. As far as the eyes can see, it doesn't matter if you're with Trump. All he delivers is more of what he has been delivering. And with that, I win with love. I win by inspiring. And Donald Trump wins with hate. His kind of winning will never, ever live up to my kind of winning. And nor will his style work against mine. But his style works against the candidates you're putting forth, because they don't possess that ability, that pizzazz, that encouragement from the people that comes from the people, because you're an ordinary person, because you lived in the reality and the life that they put forth for us to live in. You know that that's wrong for America too, and that it's wrong for your life too. and that it's wrong for my life too, and for our children too, and for everybody. So then who are they working for is what the American soul then has to finally lead and come to the question and answer, because they're not working for the American people. And that is why you have a Happy Healer candidacy before you today. This country needs a happy healer, one that's ready to expel the energy needed and required to bring the people up and to show them and to give them hope, the kind of hope we've been lacking. And only the kind of hope that can come from the stature of being president of the United States. You have to give that megaphone to people who deserve it and who can lift you and your children up and who care about humanity. And that's why your Happy Healer for president is the best and real only choice moving forward. And I intend to make that case to the American people each and every day on this program, out on the streets. I already do it all the time. We're going to be putting more and more of those programs out and letting you see exactly the relationship between the Happy Healer and his supporters. And we sail forward with that strength. We just go forward because we know there is no other way to go in our time with the gravest threats facing us within the next 10 to 15 years, even in 5 years. So many grave threats. And that's not counting the fact that we have war as a grave threat even today. We live in the most dangerous times we have ever lived in. And that is why I am running to be your next president of the United States. I want to be your inspirer in chief. I want to show the way to peace, not just say we need it. I want to unite this country, not just say that we need to be united to confront the 21st century challenges of our time. And that's what the other candidates failed to do, is what I will precisely do. And that's why I believe in my candidacy, even when nobody else does not believe. I will always believe, because I believe in the American character, I believe in the human spirit, and I believe in our future. If we just have the courage to do what is right, in the moment when it is right to do it most. And that's why I trust in the American citizen. I trust in them to make a decision that is best for themselves. I say be greedy in that regard. Best serves all of us. Do what is best for you, what is best for your children too, and take what is rightfully ours back from the government, who for so long have been giving it to the billionaire class and to a class that quite frankly looks down on the rest of us with disdain. They think we are less than. No, we're not trying to destroy their happiness. We want to bring the whole country into a brand new happiness, and we want to get rid of distinction in class. This is BS when you look at another human being who's got worth, value, and a human soul, and you treat them like they are less than because they don't have your assets. Well, they just might not care to have your greed either. All right, folks. We're going to end this one on a positive note. I think we had a great show. If you're just coming on board with us, what I want you to do and what you owe it to yourself to do is go back and watch from the beginning. These live shows, they come off with a bang from your Happy Healer, and they just don't stop going, and they end with a bang because we have a thing called the 8-second warrior. And the 8-second warrior, they stick around just for 8 seconds, and if you don't close the case why they should give you another 1 or 2 seconds on top of that, they're gone. So we are always making the case. God bless you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night.